Dwight waiting patiently on YouTube. We're just trying to fix a little problem here. We can't seem to get the Facebook feed working. So please hang in just one more minute. Looks like the
Gremlins continued. The February Gremlins are here, folks.
Hey there, everyone. If you were trying to get us over on Facebook for some reason, the connection wasn't there tonight, and we've done a few hundred shows, and this has only happened to us one other time on Facebook. But we're happy to see that a bunch of you have come over to YouTube.
You've migrated over.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Good for you. Thank you so much. Well, we're Sue and Dwight, and if you're joining us for the first time, usually we are streaming on Facebook and YouTube, but tonight it looks like we are just going to be on YouTube.
So we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day. This is the day. It is today.
It is
the 14th.
Today
Is the 14th.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yeah. And let's kick it off with a great loving song by
the Seekers.
Those lovable Seekers.
They call Promised Land, and I'll be there someday. If you will hold my hand, I'll still need you there beside me, no matter what I do, for I know I'll never find another you. There is always someone for each of us, they say, and you'll be my someone forever and a day. I could search the whole world over until my life is through, but I know I'll never find another you. It's a long, long journey, so stay by my side. When I walk through the storm, you'll be my guide, be my guide. If they gave me a fortune, my pleasure would be small. I could lose it all tomorrow, never mind at all. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do, for I know I'll never find another you. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do, for I know I'll never find another you. Another you. Another you.
The most loving you can have in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. The wonderful Seekers kicking off our Valentine's Day show. Thanks so much for joining us, folks.
Yes, I'm going to see who's been able to find us here over on YouTube. I see that we have Lauren tuning in from Scarborough here in Toronto, and Martin and Kirsten from Bowen Island, BC, and Nikki and Mark are sending love from Minnesota.
How you doing, folks?
And Kim says roses are red, violets are blue, Wednesdays are great because we love Dwight and Sue. That's great.
It's not even Poetry Corner yet, and you've got
And
a poem in.
That's not a
Awesome.
paid advertising either.
That's awesome.
Advertisement either.
And Charles is tuning in from Bonnie, Scotland, and Martin trying his hand at poetry as well. Roses are red, The Lion King was Simba. I love it when Dwight brings out the kalimba. That's fun.
I thought we were going to hear Princess Spaghetti Night in that one.
And we have Jan tuning in from Tennessee, and Kim tuning in from Washington State, saying Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Hey, Kim.
And Charles says no bar tonight because there's not one. He can't put one here on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is a
And-
temperance platform.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and there's no naughty corner tonight either. So,
Oh.
and we have Sybil tuning in from South Jersey, and we've got Scott tuning in from Brantford tonight, and Gail, our Toronto Gail, is here tonight, and Christine is tuning in from Central Illinois. So thank you all for finding us here. And we also know that Renata and Dennis are tuning in tonight, and Marianne and Kathy, and Roger's tuning in tonight if he could find us over here on YouTube. And who else for our
Probably
YouTube
Rick
people?
on the replay.
Rick on the
Yeah.
replays. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. We're going to continue along with a song that Dwight wrote. He wrote it for me, so I've always loved this song, and it's called "Time with You." It's on their first CD, isn't it?
Darlings at the Open
Yes.
Stage.
Yeah.
Side 1, track 1, as they call
Let me just make sure this. Okay.
it.
You wake up, raise your head, throw back the covers on the bed, whisper goodbye in my ear. I'm still asleep, but I can hear. I don't wanna sail the ocean blue, climb the highest mountain at Kathmandu. I'm gonna hold you the whole night through. Just wanna spend all my time with you. You come home at the end of day, sing out my name in your way. Take my hand, hold me tight. We'll be together through the night. I don't wanna sail the ocean blue, climb the highest mountain at Kathmandu. I'm gonna hold you the whole night through. Just wanna spend all. I don't wanna sail the ocean blue, climb the highest mountain at Kathmandu. I'm gonna hold you the whole night through. Just wanna spend all my time with you. Just wanna spend
you go. Some homemade lovin'.
Some romance, a little
Yes.
romantic writing. You don't write a lot of romantic songs, but you have written a couple. We're going to do another one tonight
One of
that
us
you
seem
did.
to.
Yeah. Hey, I see that Earl is tuning
Not
in.
much to say, I guess. We're just kind of living the dream. So.
I see
yes.
that Earl is tuning in from Kansas
Hey,
tonight.
good to see you, Earl.
Oh, he just finished a dinner he made with his sweetheart. How lovely. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, Earl Le Gros Bill, Jean Béliveau. That's who I wanted
yes.
to be. And here we
Earl
are.
sent Dwight a link to a picture of Jean Béliveau, who was one of the great Montreal Canadian hockey players back in the
50s,
day.
60s. And
All
then
right.
70s.
So I see. Okay, I think yeah. Nothing's changed over on YouTube, so we're strictly or on Facebook. We're still on YouTube tonight, so exclusively. Oh, the numbers are creeping up a little, so thank you for finding us. Now, this next song is one that we introduced a few weeks ago.
I can't find the
Oh, I think it's already down there.
chart.
There it is. There.
Jeez, being a little too
introduced
efficient.
it. Yeah, we introduced it a few weeks ago, and it's my new song crush. I just absolutely love this song. I can't stop singing it, and be walking around the house, and it just keeps popping into my head. So it works in perfectly for a Valentine's Day show. It was a Sonny and Cher hit from 1971. All I Ever Need Is You. You got something else to add?
No, except that I can never remember the intro lick.
Oh,
I remembered it half an hour ago, thinking, okay, it's.
And you've
I got the
forgotten?
earworm, and now I'm going to play it.
just make up a new one.
I'm just gonna make up a new one.
Okay. Sometimes when I'm down and all alone, just like a child without a home, the love you give me keeps me hanging on. Oh, honey, all I ever need is you.
You're my first love, you're my last. You're my future, you're my past. And loving you is all I ask. Oh, honey, all I ever need is you.
Winters come and they go, and we watch the melting snow. But sure as summer follows spring, all the things you do give me a reason to build my world around you. Some men follow rainbows, I am told. Some men search for silver, some for gold.
But I have found my treasure in your soul. Honey, all I ever need is you.
Without your love, I'd never find a way
Through ups and downs of every single day.
I won't sleep at night until you say, my honey, all I ever need is you. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Da 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 da.
Honey, all I ever need is you. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Honey, all I ever need is you. I love that song.
You want a good blast from the past. And if you're on Spotify or whatever just go to the Sonny and Cher channel, and it'll take you back to 1968, 69. I did not realize they had done a cover version of It Never Rains in Southern California before the version that Albert Hammond's version came out on the radio in the 70s, which was kind of neat hearing Sonny and Cher. It's not a lot different, but
Hey, just before we move on to the next song, I see that Diana from Montreal is tuning in, and Maida also from Montreal, and
more Jean Beliveau fans, I'm
and
sure.
Salmon is tuning in as well. I'm not sure from where.
Who's that?
Salmon, S-A-M-O-N, but I'm not sure from where. That's a new name to me, so welcome.
Nice to see you, Salmon.
Yes, and this next one is...
Keeping with our different aspects of the Valentine's Day theme, we've had some very peppy, happy songs, and personal songs, some hit songs. This one is it's a personal song. I wrote it about Sue's aunt and uncle, who lived in Hamilton, not Scotland, but Hamilton, Ontario, which is about 45 minutes away from Toronto. And one of the things we loved about moving to Toronto was that we would get to see Sue's Auntie Joan and mon oncle Guy, ton oncle Guy, more regularly, which we did. Sadly, they passed on, but we had such wonderful memories of them, and getting to spend more time with Sue's cousin Kathy and her husband Ralph. And so this song just kind of encapsulates. It's a little bit bittersweet, but
it tells of a
lovely story.
A love story, yes, yeah.
Came to town, work in a factory, better prospects and back in the east. They met one day, dancing night away. Little golden beauty stole his heart. He said, I love you now, and I'll love you till the end. He said, I love you now, and I'll love you till the end. Settled down, started a family, bought a house up on the mountain, lived each day as it came. So much different, so much the same. He said, I love you now, I'll love you till the end. Love you now, and I'll love you till the end. Lost without her, struggled through each and every day, tried his best to get by. With his last breath you could hear him say, I love you now, and I'll love you till the end. I love you now, and I'll love you till the end. He said, I loved you, and I loved you till the end.
We don't sing that song very often, and I must say I felt quite emotional when we were singing it. Yeah, people, it's really nice actually to, I guess, memorialize people in a song. We've done that with a few different relatives and friends who have passed on, and it just kind of keeps their memory alive. And this one brings back, as Dwight says, many happy memories. So, yeah. All right. Well, this next song, oh, hey, are we already at the accordion time? My
You better-
goodness.
Better check in with Martin there.
Yes.
I don't think I got my
We need,
usual,
Martin, we need your instruction
my
to
usual
get
cue there.
everybody ready with their kalimbas.
The whole show could have gotten totally right off the
Well,
the rails.
It kind of started off a little off the rails just because of our technical stuff. Isn't it funny how technical stuff, you know, as I said, we've done hundreds of these shows, and you know, you kind of log in expecting things to be as they usually are, and then all of a sudden you see something a little different.
Well,
You go,
this
what's
happened-
going on?
The same thing happened about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, and a bunch of our musician friends were
had
madly
the same
emailing and
problem,
texting
too.
each other saying, hey, what's happening? You know, what's Facebook doing? And then 2 days later, it just
It
resolved
itself. We
So-
did figure out a workaround,
workaround.
which we tried tonight, but it didn't work.
Didn't
But
work?
anyway, enough about that. Oh, Martin says the accordion means get those kalimbas on standby.
Get the,
All right. See,
Get
things
the
are
Prince spaghettis.
things are
spaghetti
back
out.
to
All right.
normal. We've got you know, we've got the cues coming. That's good. All right. This is a song that Dwight wrote about a lovely couple that we met when we moved here to Toronto and started playing music. And their names were Sid and Ida. And Sid was one of the original founders of the Canadian version of the Weavers, who were called the Travelers. And we had the good fortune to to perform with him at various shows. And usually, mostly, it was all Canada Day, actually, because their group was very famous for a song called the Canadian version of This Land Is Your Land, which was, the American version was written by Woody Guthrie. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but Sid's wife, Ida, was just a really lovely woman. And when they told us their love story, you know, we always kind of thought that was a really nice story. And Dwight happened to have written down in his little songwriter notebook once the apple name Sweet Ida, because he thought that was such a pretty name for an apple, and he thought someday he might be able to write a song with that in it. And once he met Ida, it all came together.
And the similarities don't stop there. Ida and Sid were a musical couple. Sue and I were a musical couple. Sid was born on McRae Avenue in Winnipeg. I was born on McRae Avenue in Winnipeg. Different ends of McRae Avenue, for those of you who know
different
Winnipeg.
decades. by
Different
quite a
decades.
bit.
They came out to Toronto. We came out to Toronto. And the best part of all is to write a song about somebody and be able to perform it for them.
Yes.
And at one of our shows at a local club here that Ida and Sid used to go to, I got a chance to play
it for
Sweet
them.
Ida for him,
Yeah.
which was lovely for us. Here we go. Into each life there comes a love that lasts both strong and true. And though it's been long 50 years, I'm still in love with you. Ida, sweet Ida, your lips as red as the apple of your name. Ida, sweet Ida, dance with me once again. I stole you from your parents' arms. They cried as we left town and made our way from Winnipeg to start a life of our own. Ida, sweet Ida, your lips as red as the apple of your name.
sweet Ida, dance with me once again. Oh, Ida dear, oh, Ida dear, you are the apple of my eye, and I will ever hold you near until the day I die. Ida, sweet Ida, your lips as red as the apple of your name. Ida, sweet Ida, dance with me once again. Ida, sweet Ida, your lips as red as the apple of your name. Ida, sweet Ida, dance with me once again. Dance with me once again. Dance with me once again.
There we have it.
Sweet Ida.
That was last. I think was it last week's show where we were playing all the relaxing songs and we called them the gray
Oh,
wool
it was our
socks.
cozy winter night.
Yeah,
yes.
Cozy Winter Night. That's from the Cozy Winter Night collection.
We didn't
A
play
couple
it
of those
last
songs
week,
could have
but
gone
yeah.
either way, you know.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, let's put that one in
Well, that's definitely a romantic
the
song
romantic,
for-
but it could
for
have
Valentine's
been
Day.
neither.
All right, so
Yeah.
Martin says, here he says that kalimba can only mean one thing, and that is Poetry Corner. Poetry Corner is just a short little segment in the middle of our show where I read a poem that usually it's one that I've written, because a couple of years ago, or 4 years ago to be exact, I joined a poetry group that has been life-changing. It's opened a whole new way of sort of expressing myself creatively, and I'm just loving it. So if you get the chance sometime to write poetry, do it. It's fun, and it really makes you feel like you're expressing yourself differently. So I've been a songwriter for quite a while, but a poet for only 4 years, and I'm just loving it.
As my dad used to say, you're a poet and you didn't know it.
Yes,
Wonder
you
who
might
fir-
be a poet and you don't know it.
Who first came up with that one? I'm pretty sure it's not Shakespeare.
Well, this poem I'm going to read tonight, I think is pretty fitting for Valentine's Day. It's called Wise Gems. With this ring I thee wed, diamonds glistening on a gold band. How many times have these words been said while being slipped onto hopeful hands? They say that you should spend 2 months' salary or more on this glittering symbol of love when shopping at the jewelry store. As the years go by in a flash and the reality of life unfolds, you learn it never mattered how much cash was invested in diamonds and gold. And the most precious of stones, no matter how much was spent, have little to do with love and happy homes, the promise the jewels represent. What really makes a marriage great doesn't come from the sparkle in a ring. Respect, laughter, and how you communicate, those are the important things. I'm not saying jewels are a bad thing, just that you shouldn't feel obligated to spend more money than you have on bling, on a tradition that marketing created.
This diamond ring doesn't mean for you anymore. And this diamond ring.
I thought I recognized
Gary
that.
Lewis and the Playboys. Hey, nice one, Sue.
Oh, thank you.
Interesting, about diamond rings and traditions and where do they start? Like Father Christmas with the red jacket. Was a guy in the office of the Coke advertising company
You mean
that
Santa
said
Claus.
Santa Claus.
Yes.
And to make it look like, guess what, Coke, it's a good thing he wasn't working for Pepsi or Santa
Or he'd
Claus
be
would have
blue.
blue and white. And guess what, De Beers wanted to sell more diamonds, and they came up with Valentine's Day
Or came up with a diamond ring as a symbol
as
of
a symbol
as
of St. Valentine's Day,
of
who I'm
marriage,
sure
yeah.
nobody knew of before that. But hey, funny how we get ourselves into these things, isn't it?
Yes. So
So,
I as I say
lovely
at
poem.
the end of the poem, I'm not saying that jewels aren't good, but just, if you can afford it and you want to do it, but just never feel forced is kind of how I thought. Even though when we got married, it was kind of the thing to do, and we went and looked at rings, and I mean, you didn't have much money or anything, and here we were looking at diamonds, and now when I look back, I just think it's kind of crazy when you think of it.
Well, they've got it all wrong, right? Like you go in there and you're in your late teens, early 20s. They say you have 2 months income. Well, 2 months of what income? If you're depending if you're working at McDonald's or you're articling in a law firm or something, you don't get a lot of money, right?
Although
So what they should do is say, okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to buy this inexpensive ring that you can really afford, because you're going to want to put your 2 months salary against something useful like a new electric guitar or a new accordion or maybe a down payment on your house.
I think we better move along.
Oh,
the down payment on the house,
but
that's
then
good.
you know what? When you're 40 and you can actually afford it, then you spend 2 months. That's the way the world should work. Anyway,
All right.
enough of that.
Enough about that. All right. Well, that brings us to the end
And
of
it should be a
Poetry
Gibson
Corner.
guitar. Right, Earl? Snazzy ending.
Nice. So, yeah, Martin had said, don't forget to play us out. Good. Hey, I see that Melanie's tuning in. Oh, and Sandra as well. So that's great.
Glad you found us, folks. So you can, on the replay, you can hear all about our trials and our this week's tech difficulties. But we are moving on, celebrating the wonderful St.
Yes.
Valentine's Day. Did you like the card? The card that
I
Sue
used
had
in
in the thumbnail sketch is actually from a card my dad gave my mom. And that would have been the late 50s.
In the 50s. Yeah. And it's really quite cute. Actually, I meant to kind of bring it over here, but and just show you. It's a multi-page card. It's really quite cute.
Do you remember that those days? So, like, I remember one of my grandmothers was she was selling cards. So everybody in the family, for various occasions,
Regal?
always. I'm not sure who it was, Regal, but it was one of those. So, if we got a card from my aunt, it was the same card we gave our aunt or similar, and we gave our cousins, our grandmother, everybody kind of similar style. But they were a cool style, really cool.
Hey, so I'm just seeing a couple more comments here. Diana says, Facebook is more fun to interact, and absolutely, that's true. Jan says she misses the conversations on Facebook.
We miss the need. Yeah.
Don't worry, it will be back in some, I'm pretty sure this is just the same glitch that happened about 18 months ago.
They're going to wait until after our Friday night show, though, just to
No, I hope, hopefully things will be, and if they're not already fixed, we can get that workaround going, I'm sure, by
So,
Friday.
Sue, I think I just need to call an audible before we go into this next song, and I think you should play that wooden instrument on here because we know we have people who like it, and
yes.
it's kind of goes with it.
Yes. Well, yeah, this kind of has the feel of this kind of, let's just throw it in for fun. A gratuitous train whistle. It's a John Prine song, different kind of Valentine song.
She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs are funny. She looks down at her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. She's my baby, I'm her honey. I'm never gonna let her go.
He ain't got laid in a month of Sundays. I caught him once and he was sniffing my undies. never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but the big old hearts dancing in our eyes. She thinks all my jokes are corny. Convict movies make her horny. She likes her ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she shaves her legs. She takes a licking, keeps on ticking. I'm never gonna let her go.
He's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He's a whacked out weirdo and a love bug junkie. Sly as a fox, crazy as a loon. Payday comes and he's a howling at the moon. He's my baby, don't mean maybe. Never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves.
That is such a great song.
The most fun you can have with 3 chords. My goodness.
That's such a
John
good one.
Prine wrote that, and who else could do that in 3 chords? Wow, 1, 4, and 5. I'm sure all the pickers out there can appreciate that.
Hey, this next song we're going to do is another romantic one that Dwight wrote. He wrote it about some friends of his from high school. They were a couple in high school, and then after high school,
Life got in the way.
They went their separate ways and started new lives, and then 40 years later,
Yes, yeah, about
they
6 or 7 years.
met up again, and they're now married. And that's just so incredibly romantic. And so Dwight wrote this song about them, for them, called After All of This Time.
And much like Sweet Ida, it was a song waiting to find a reason. Because I had written a lot of it, I had the melody and the music part, but sometimes you need a focus. And I had the title, Even After All of This Time. I just, what are you going to direct it at? What's it going to be about? And then I was just talking to my friend, and he said, guess what? I said, you got to get it. Good for you. Wonderful.
All right.
Here we go. Unlike John Prine, this song has more than 3 chords. When we were young, our life seemed so long, an endless sail out on the sea. Then all at once years seem to go by, winds of change blow suddenly. We never thought too far ahead, then they're gone. time, after all of this time, no longer waiting for you, after all of this time, after all of this time. When we first met, we felt our love would last an eternity. But then dark clouds appeared off our bow, tore us apart suddenly. Now we somehow had one second chance for all time. After all of this time, after all of this time, no longer waiting for you, after all of this time, after all of this time. Like a tide rolling in on the shore, then back out to sea. We're no longer ships in the night, now you're back here with me. After all of this time, after all of this time, no longer waiting for you, after all of this time, after all of this time,
After all of this time,
after all of this time,
no
no longer
longer waiting.
waiting for you, after all of this time, after all of this time. Good
Very
example, though, of a
romantic.
song where playing another instrument helps. I was taking, when I was finishing up this song, or kind of wrapping it up with the music part, I was taking an online gospel piano course, and they were introducing me to C9ths and diminished sevenths. So, you plunk those out on the piano, and all of a sudden, hey, that needs to come onto the song. And so that was kind of fun. Yeah. And that's on our website, by the way, after all this time. And you can hear that kalimba, for you folks who like the kalimba choir is in there, and especially in the bridge. It's like, it's a kalimba orchestra. So got a whole bunch overdubbed. And if you like the kalimba, you're going to like
And,
that
and
song.
that all of our recorded music is at sueandwight.com. So we invite you to after the show to head over there and listen to songs when they're fully produced.
And just,
you know,
while you're at it, folks, if you're on YouTube for the first time in a while, a lot of our old shows are on YouTube, from Living Room Live from the 60s to 70s.
Spotlight shows.
Shows. So browse around while you're on the YouTube channel, because there's a lot of interesting stuff there.
Yeah. And I was just going to mention, when you're at our website at sueandwight.com, we have an online tip jar. And last week it was brought to our attention that something wasn't working right there. And we thank you so much for alerting us to that. I spent most of the week trying to figure out what the problem was over in the PayPal universe, and finally got it all straightened out.
Hey, guess what? You know what? If you have a problem with PayPal, there's no phone number. You can't talk to anybody. You've got to
Got to send messages back and forth.
Chats. Yeah,
But
come on.
anyway, I got it all resolved. So if you are able and you enjoy the shows, we do have our tip jar at sueanddwight.com. You can click on the open guitar case on the front page there, and it'll take you to another page that shows you all the different types of ways you can leave tips if that's something you're able to do. We appreciate it very much. All right, continuing on with a really romantic song that was written by Ewan MacColl for the love of his life, and that was Peggy Seeger. And the song is called The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. And we thought this would be a great Valentine's. We haven't done it in quite some time, so we were kind of excited to pull it out, dust it
We
off.
used to play it as a part of our Peter, Paul, and Mary show, because this song has double life. It came, Ewan MacColl played it and wrote it in the 60s. Peter, Paul, and Mary picked it up, and then it kind of, nothing happened with it for a while, and then it was Roberta Flack. So
In the 70s, yeah.
That's when I first heard the song, and kind of forgot about it, and then didn't realize it had this amazing history.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and stars were the gifts you gave to the dark, and the empty skies, my love, to the dark, and the empty skies. The first time ever I kissed your mouth, I felt the earth move in my hand, like the trembling heart of a captive bird that was there. That was it at my command, my love. That was there, was it at my command. The first time ever I held you near and felt your heartbeat close to mine, I thought our joy would fill the world and would last till the end of time, my love, and would last till the end of time. The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and stars were the gifts you gave to the dark, and the empty skies, my love, to the dark, and the empty skies.
That was sort of a Peter, Paul, and Mary
Just-
version of that song.
with just Mary and Paul. If you want to hear a 3-part, us doing 3 parts on that, it's on YouTube. If you go
Did you
down to
post
our,
that video of
we posted a video. There's
and-
Henry,
oh,
Sue, and
nice.
I. We were just finished a rehearsal for the Peter, Paul, and Mary set. We said, hey, we just nailed this one at that point. And when you get that, you're pretty excited.
Yes,
So,
we had been working on it,
Henry-
and finally it all came together that night. We
and
thought
Henry's
we have to
a
capture
phone
it.
guy, right? So he says, hey, we gotta get that on. And I'm so glad he did. There's I wish we had our good light, but you can see the 3 of us hunched over the microphone.
Here in the living room.
Here in the living room. Before there
Before
was a
Living Room
living room
Live.
live. Wow, you can see what we looked like before living room live. Much the same pictures.
A few years younger. Yeah.
A few years younger, maybe.
Hey, we are down to the last song of the evening, and we're going to sing a song that Dwight wrote called A Good Morning. And there's a part for you in it, so there's kind of a call and response.
We're going to send you out into the night on a happy toe-tapping footing on this Valentine's Day.
Let me tell them what they sing, okay? So, so you sing, Dwight will sing, Yes,
Yes,
I
I
had,
had.
and then I'll do your part with you for a little bit, and we sing, Yes, I had, and he says, A good morning, and then we say, A good morning, yes, I had, a good morning. And then the last line is, I can't wait for the afternoon. So it's pretty easy, and it's always fun to sing along.
Your traditional call and response song.
So let's give it a try. I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen here if I can hear you all singing.
I went to the doctor, he gave me a pill, told me to take 2 a day, and I told him I will. Well, I went to the preacher just to hear what he might say. Said I had the devil, so I told him I would pray. And as I made my way back home, well, just who should I meet? There was a little brown-haired girl singing in the street. Her voice was magic in the air, she had a smile and sway. When I got back to my house, I threw the pills and prayers away. Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, I
and
can't wait for the afternoon.
I think they've got it.
Well, I went to the racetrack and I placed a fin to win. And then my poor horse came at last and I won't go back again. Then I went to the pool hall just to roll a little dice. Now Johnny was rolling 7 and my hand was cold as ice. And as I made my way back home, well, just who should I meet? It was that little brown-haired girl singing in the street. Her voice was magic in the air, she had a smile and sway. When I got back to my house, I threw the sheet and dice away. Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Oh, good morning.
A good morning.
Well, I can't wait for the afternoon. Well, I went to the river and I stuck my big toe in. Now, it was mighty chilly and I remembered I couldn't swim. Then I went to the forest just to see what might be there. Now it was sad and lonely, thought of the preacher and the bear. And as I made my way back home, well, just who should I meet? It was that same old brown-haired girl singing in the street. I asked if I could sing along, and I sang for all my life. When I got back to my house, I met that girl, my wife. Well, yes, I had.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, a good hand.
Yes, Yes, I had.
Yeah, good morning.
A good morning.
Well, yes, I have.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, I can't wait for the afternoon. Everybody, yes, I have.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good
Clap.
morning.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, yes, I have.
Yes, I had.
Well, a good morning.
A good morning.
Well, I can't wait for the afternoon. Well, I can't wait for the afternoon. Well, I can't wait for the
Well, that's a fun one to end on.
What a romantic Valentine's Day story, right? Picking up a singer on the street and getting married. Wow.
Well,
A traditional love story.
That brings us to the end of this week's Living Room Live. As we kind of mentioned a little earlier, we do have another show this week. It's our 60s folk sing-along. And I promise we will do our best to get that Facebook issue
We've
resolved.
got the Facebook people on the phone.
Yes,
We'll see if we have a better luck than getting the PayPal people on the phone.
We will work ourselves to the bone to get that fixed for Friday.
However, just remember that if you do go to our Facebook page and it doesn't react the same way as usual, we're always on YouTube, and which is why we always broadcast on 2 channels, so that just in case, and and some people do like the sound and visual quality better on YouTube. The chat apparently is not quite as dexterous, but there's always we have options.
But it looks like there's lots of comments, so I'm looking forward to reading all of those. After the show, we always sit down and read through all the comments while we have our dinner. So again, this coming Friday, same place, although on the other side of the wall in our little coffee shop, our 60s folk coffee shop, we will be singing songs from the 1960s folk scene, and we have actually a great lineup of songs ready for that, so we're looking forward to it. The lyrics, we post them on the screen so you can see, you can sing along with them, although most people say they don't even need the lyrics because they remember the song so well. So that's this week.
Next Wednesday, we are right back here on the 21st with another Living Room Live.
Yeah.
And also the following Wednesday, and then it's February. Then it's almost March.
It's almost March. Wow. Yeah. So we have snow coming apparently to Toronto tomorrow. We've had this like really gorgeous few weeks of winter. Have been sunny and mild, and tomorrow we're apparently going to get some snow. So winter's not over yet.
I had the quintessential Canadian experience yesterday. Yesterday over lunch, I popped out to the local hockey rink to do some skating and shoot the puck around. And it was beautiful. It was just over zero. So for the folks in the States, maybe around 33. So the ice was cold, but it wasn't too cold outside. And right in the middle of it all, it started to snow. And it only snowed for a few minutes. But that's what it's like about, why do Canadian guys especially like playing hockey? It's when you're outside like that and it snows while you're playing. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I guess there's more snow coming, so I'll have to go and play hockey again tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, well, we are going to say goodbye, and thank you so much for finding us.
Yes.
We appreciate your sticking with us through these technical difficulties, and visit our SueandDwight.com to listen to music there, our tip jars there, and also browse through YouTube and see some interesting videos there. So
you can subscribe on YouTube as well. I don't know what we send you on YouTube.
No, I think YouTube just lets people know when there's action on the page.
There's new stuff.
We don't bother you or anything.
You don't get peppered with spam.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a very happy Valentine's Day. We've really enjoyed spending it with you, and we will see you again soon. Good night, everyone.